Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bench Racing. My name is Steve Hansen, and this is where we kind of get together and talk about racing. Once again, we're going to primarily focus on NASCAR. And this past weekend was a road course weekend. You had trucks in St. Pete and the O'Reillys and Cup cars at COTA. And my take on all this is not so much the three-time winner and Tyler Reddick and all of that. I'm going to focus on this. The whole debate about road courses, more or less, whatever. I'm kind of indifferent. I didn't get to watch the truck race and the O'Reilly's race. I saw highlights. I watched pretty much all of the Cup racing in its entirety, and I come away with a couple of different things. First of all, as you all know and have heard and have discussed, the nuance of this track or that track is follow the leader, kind of boring to watch. You've seen and heard the comments, well, this track, all of, super speedways is nothing but a wreck fest and all that noise. So I come away with, again, seeing highlights of the other two series and, again, watching the Cup race with this. They all have the same thing because I, from what I saw the truck race, it was a freaking wreck fest a lot of the time. You got a narrow street course that they're banging off of walls and each other and all that kind of stuff, kind of like a short track, kind of like, super speedways get once in a while. I saw the highlights of the, again, the O'Reilly series, O'Reilly Auto Parts series, and much the same thing. You had restarts, and that largely came from the stage breaks that bunched them up, and then we had a wreck fest, and then, we went from there. Same way primarily, and again, I watched most of this with the Cup race. We had a start, and while there was some close racing and this and that, we had the stage breaks, then we had the tight first-hand, left-hand corner, and everybody wads up and smacks everybody around. And then, if it wasn't for the stage breaks, and I heard this mentioned on a couple of different places, it got to be kind of drawn out. So we needed the stage breaks to bunch them back all up. Well, I understand that thought process. I really do, because this is what makes it exciting. Well, first of all, I want to go to the stage break thing. I would like to see what happens. They used to throw the halfway flag, and that signified whoever was leading, and then at that point got X amount of points and X amount of dollars. I would like to see what happens with these stages, in that don't throw a caution flag, but throw the flag saying this signifies this stage, and then they get the points and the stuff for that, and not stop them, and see how the whole race transpires past that. This is something that will not happen this year. I understand that, but my whole take on this stage break thing, the first point is the stage break thing, that I'm not for it, because you can develop strategies differently. If you're not knowing you're going to stop at lap 40 or stop at lap 60 or whatever. So I would like to see what happens past that. The other part of the whole road course thing or whatever, I will say this, a lot of your younger drivers, and I'm going to say pre-25, a lot of those have come up through the go-kart rinks, have done the road courses, and I saw a couple of them on some podcasts that it's fun, it's more fun, we like this better. That's where that comes from. The older drivers, for the most part, not so much. Brad Keselowski, for one, said, we don't need more road courses. That being said, you do have some of the new guard in Keelan Harvick and Braxton Busch, who primarily haven't done a whole lot of road course racing. They've done the legends and the micro sprints and stuff on dirt and those types of things. But primarily those two kids, and I just single them out because they're, sons of famous drivers, that they've primarily stayed on the oval aspect of it. So, and not saying that they couldn't be a good road racer. Tyler Reddick, came up through dirt late models and that kind of thing. So, and he's become quite a road racer. Tongue pull there. So anyway, gang, this is the thing. I'm not advocating for more street courses. If anything, I think if we are fine where we're at, if anything, maybe take away. And I get it. There's frauder out there that, well, the the street courses bring a little bit better nuance. You know, they did St. Petersburg, and the Cup cars are going to San Diego here later on. I will see how that transpires, but if you remember the Chicago road course, I mean, yeah, it was, you know, it was new, but you could tell by the second time they were there, the interest had already fallen off. So I think a lot of these new things and gadgets that they're trying, which you got to do that to kind of spark some interest. But I think NASCAR, by taking the avenue that they have after the blow up in the off season, has gotten a hold of going back to some of the old things that made the sport work in the first place. And I'm not saying you got to totally digress. Please understand that. You gotta expand to grow. I mean, I know that's kind of an oxymoron, but I get you have to do things differently than you used to do. But anyway, in my opinion, and respond right here and let me know what you think. But I don't think we need any more road courses, and I don't, for God's sake, don't want to see Cup cars and all them go to more street courses. I think we got it about where it needs to be. If not, maybe pull one back and give a give another oval track another date, or revisit Rockingham. Give a date to Rockingham with one of these damn road course things. But with that, everybody, that's my rant for the day, I guess. Again, please like and subscribe if you like what we're talking about. I didn't even get to the cars races or the cars tour race or any of that kind of stuff. I promise we will get off this only NASCAR stuff once in a while. But with that, everybody have a great day, and please always remember, it's better to have raced and went broke than to never have raced at all. Have a good one, everybody.